Sometimes it feels like walking with God sets you apart in ways you didn't ask for. People notice. They might not say anything, but you can feel it. That quiet pressure to blend in, to tone it down, to keep your faith tucked away where no one has to see it. I get it. That's heavy. And honestly, it can be lonely. But here's what I want us to talk through today. Faith was never meant to be hidden. It's the very thing that gives you strength when the ground feels shaky. And it's what keeps you grounded when life pulls at you from every side. So think of us today as two friends talking. Nothing fancy, no big speeches, just us having an honest conversation about what it looks like to live without apology for the God who's held us together. There are times when saying nothing feels like the easy way. You don't want the stares. You don't want to be the different one. So you keep your words tucked inside, nodding along while part of you aches because you know what you believe doesn't match what's being said around you. I've been there, and maybe you have too. And the longer you do it, the heavier it gets. Not because you've lost your faith, but because you're carrying it in a way it was never meant to be carried. Like something fragile you have to protect, instead of something powerful that protects you. Romans 1, verse 16, NIV says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes." It's not about how confident we sound. It's about the truth itself, God's power at work. And Psalm 62 verse 6 says, "Truly, He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken." That's the picture I want you to carry. Your faith isn't flimsy. It's not fragile. It's rooted in the one who can't be moved. What would change in your life if, instead of worrying about what people think, you leaned fully into what God already said about you? That's not a trick question. It's something worth really considering. Being bold in faith doesn't mean shouting it at everyone you meet. Boldness is often quiet, simple, consistent. It's saying no when everyone else says yes. It's walking away when gossip gets loud. It's offering kindness in a world that feels or feeds on cruelty. It's being the same person in private as you are in public. That's courage. That's boldness. Not noisy. Not dramatic. Just faithful. And here's the beauty of it. People notice. Maybe they don't admit it. Maybe they even mock it. But they notice. And sometimes your quiet faith becomes the lifeline they didn't know they needed. It's tempting to believe that hiding your faith keeps life smoother, less conflict, less awkward moments. But over time, that silence starts to dim something inside you. Jesus said, "No one lights a lamp and hides it under a bowl." Why? Because light was always meant to be seen. That doesn't mean spotlight. It doesn't mean standing on a grand stage. It just means letting who you are in Christ show. At the dinner table, at work, in everyday conversations. And the truth is, even a small light is impossible to ignore in a dark room. Even a small light is impossible to ignore in a dark room. Can I encourage you to think about one place in your life where you've been quiet? Not because you didn't believe, but because you were afraid of being different. What would it look like to let your light be seen there? Just once this week. Here's what I want you to take with you. Boldness isn't about volume. It's about presence. Every time you choose God, in words, in choices, in small moments, you're offering Him something more valuable than anything else. Your obedience. And that obedience is worship. It's love. It's the proof that your faith is alive, not just in theory, but in action. Don't shrink back. Don't you dare carry that shame. Live your faith out loud, not with pressure, but with the calm confidence that comes from knowing God has never failed you and never will. He sees you. He knows the cost of your courage. And He calls it beautiful. Let this spark carry you. One step, one moment, one breath at a time.